I want to talk today about being human. The realm of spirituality clearly fits into that discussion. But it doesn't necessarily dominate it. And it doesn't necessarily create hierarchical belief systems and senses of self. Spirituality is a knowing. It's an awareness. It is something that can and does often arise in people. And when it does, one senses it as a kind of flowering, a kind of opening to the sunlight of being, into the magnificence of creative arrival, of being part of something greater. But the idea of seeking enlightenment in life, or of becoming spiritual, or of trying to somehow separate yourself out of the human condition into something that is transcendent of that, beyond that, is a kind of folly. It gets in the way because it presumes, in a sense, that in the hierarchy of human being, there's something bigger and better that you can arrive at, that is more than you are, that is beyond what you are. And it's not true. Our humanity is everything, and all the dimensions of it, all of the peculiarities of it, all the originality of it, all the complexities of it are what we are. And trying to get rid of some or not live others, or to pretend they don't exist, or to reach for something that will somehow elevate you, complete you, give you something, is misunderstanding of the journey of being human. The human journey takes in everything. We are the totality, every one of us, in as mixed up a way as it can happen. Some of us get an easier ride, perhaps, than others. Some of us have more intelligence. Some of us have more love. Some of us have more insight. Some of us have bigger careers. Some of us have more children or less children. We have all of these different sort of configurations, and most people think theirs isn't quite the right one. That perhaps that they could have the other element, it would complete who they need to become. It's not true. You are the total package. All that has to happen in this at all is the seeing of that. Seeing it, knowing it, going, oh. Yes, that can come in a pursuit of wanting it. Yes, it can arise all by itself, totally unexpected. But the idea that you are not that is the biggest fallacy in the journey. The exact configuration that you have as a person is exactly what it needs to be right at this moment. Yesterday, I was totally depressed. Why? Maybe I can give you some antecedents to it. just because I've been describing my journey so much, I know some of you are tiring of hearing about it. Excuse me. But I finally went into the city early in the week and had my steroid shot. That is going to attempt to get rid of this pain I've been in for some time. And in fact, the very first day I got the shot, the pain went away. And it was quite wonderful. I went, wow. They had told me it could take 5 to 7 days. I went, got it right away. Next morning I woke up, total pain. And all I could feel was I got depressed. I felt bad for myself. I felt bad in general. I was in pain. And the question comes up in me pretty regularly, how do I teach this practice that Rudy gave me and us? How do I teach it with any authority when I get depressed? And I immediately think that I will come to the table and say, guys, sorry, I can't teach. I can't do this. I got depressed. I'm so human. I'm so like everybody. Why does it in any way allow me to say things to you that you should listen to? And then this other voice comes to me, which is basically, it's from the I Ching, perseverance furthers. Just keep going. Just keep going. Don't give in to the depression. Don't give in to giving up. Don't give in to walking away. Don't give in to, I can't do this. Just keep going. That's about the most human thing any of us can really do, is keep going, no matter what. And let me tell you, no matter what will come up, no matter what is coming up, and if anybody wants to see it coming up, look around you. Everything around us is challenging, almost everything. Some of you are less challenged than others. Some of you don't see challenge, which is kind of a blessing, maybe. But open your eyes to the world around you right now, and you can see we are in a kind of challenging situation that our grandparents or parents experienced when the Great Depression or World War II started, when these extraordinary human events started to coagulate and create enormous disturbance for everyone in the population, everyone. The why me factor kind of got ruled out by the, of course, it's all of us. We're all caught up in it. And now the pandemic has thrown that into our lives. Now the global warming has wakened us up in a way. We're meeting today simply by Zoom because there's a hurricane coming at us, a rare hurricane, which I think will not be rare in the future. Some of you hearing this are on the West Coast where there are temperatures that don't belong there. And the world is erupting in transformative change that can be very threatening to the human psyche. And it is possible that certain information overloads will make you depressed. Are you less spiritual? Are you less of a human being? Are you somehow a failure because you gave in to that? Well, to toot my own horn, no, you're not. You are just another human being. And you are a human being on a journey. And if you are on a journey to enlightenment, that has a lot of baggage in it. The baggage of enlightenment starts off with the idea that somehow you will have that. Now, I've talked about this forever. Enlightenment is not having it, it's getting rid of the person that has it. That's a completely different ride. The ride of getting it and walking around like superior and sitting in your little guru outfit and going, well, I have it and you don't, and I can give it to you for so many dollars a month. That's problematic. The true enlightenment that I have witnessed and in ways touched is the obliteration of anyone to have it. It's just the loss of the separation between you and all of this bizarre stuff that's going on in our lives. And relating to that bizarre stuff will show you the parts of you that are still connected, still in a way embodied by and separate from and personalized in a way that does not allow that enlightenment to fully take charge. What I have been witnessing in the last weeks, or months even, has been an acceleration of the deterioration of the dissembling of the removal of self-being, the personality, ego-minded self. I did not think it would take clarity away. I did not think it would take understanding away. I thought it would provide a background to the world, and I would see it better than I ever have. Not true. The ability to hold on to an awareness and a clarity about the world is going to be, at least in my case, removed. And what you are left with is this what is. This what is. All I can say about what is, it's not what you imagine, it's not what you expect, it's not something you own, it's not something that gives you a pinnacle of perspective. It is profoundly the moment. Profoundly. And it is shocking how it works, and it goes in and out. It is, creation and destruction going on all the time. It's life coming at you from dimensions you don't even understand, and it's coming at you with such power and such constancy that all you can do is what Rudy taught: surrender, accept, go yes to what's happening. And you might even develop at certain moments a kind of sense of humor about it all, like, okay. You might develop this aso, this simplicity of witnessing. But I will tell you, the part of you that thinks it's going to put it all together in a framework that gets it, that can sell it, that can give it and offer it to other people, I mean, if in fact that occurs, it's not because it's you doing it. It's because it's expressing itself as it is at every minute. And our entire lives are that expression. Our entire incomplete, sad, depressed, happy, excited, thrilled, concerned, confused lives are that. They are that. And when you look at that and go, just go, Not that it changes, it's just like acceptance happens. You go, even this, this absurdity, this non-clarity, this sense of who knows what it is, happens, and it's fine. It's fine. Because we are that which is happening in a remarkable way. And to say to that ourselves, depression isn't fair, it's not part of the equation, well, okay, you can say that. That may be part of your equation, but it's not true. Jubilation on some level, total celebration, joy, everything working out exactly as it should is amazing. But 2 minutes later, it falls apart. Why? Because everything falls apart. Everything. It all goes away. And because we don't buy into that or accept that, and we still have this kind of simple prayer that if I'm enlightened, it won't matter. Not true. It's all going to go, and you are going to watch it go. And it's going to be challenging. And the word perseverance furthers is important. because you want to continue to go forward and not slit your wrists or do something that says, I can't handle this, because you can handle this. I will tell you, being human, moments will come where slitting the wrist seems like a reasonable alternative. I will tell you, personally, it's the wrong alternative, because it doesn't bring finality and closure. It just brings transition into another state where whatever brought you to that condition becomes the manifested thing to work on. The thing that you run from the most will become the foreground of whatever comes next. Don't run from yourself. Don't run from your fears, because they just come after you and they form a world around you that you will have to live in and you will have to buy into, and you have no choice. That appears to be how this works. Can I be wrong? Yes. Can I be wrong about everything I'm saying? Yes. If that's the case, let me give you each the possibility of going click, and you don't have to listen to any of this. And I don't care. I truly don't care. If nobody shows up to any of these gatherings that we have and nobody pays attention, there are other things to do, including getting depressed, or going and visiting the grandchildren, or walking outside, or who knows. But all I can tell you is wanting something is fine, getting it is fine, but not getting it is fine too. And not wanting is fine. You are the configuration that you came into this world to be. Go okay to that. Go yes to that. Find that. If you are looking for the release from anxiety and stress and pain and suffering, there is inside all of us a still pointedness that we find in meditation. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. If you can sit. Yesterday I went out on the porch swing and I just went on the swing. Of course my mind was saying, I don't know if I put the swing in properly and the screws may come out at any point. Then I'm going to come and then my back is really in trouble. But I just said, forget that. I didn't say it in those terms. But I just kept swinging. And I trusted the porch and the swing. And it was a beautiful, quieting, simplifying, still-pointed moment. And it lifted my spirits. My spirits went up because I was doing nothing. I wasn't trying to do something. I just sat there and I was being me on a swing. I don't know why that works, but it does. We each have places we can go that are still pointed. And if you go there and nothing works, perseverance furthers. Keep at it. Keep at it. At some point it will turn around. It will get better. I remember last week when I was teaching, as you may recall, the internet went out twice. Nothing in me went, oh my God, oh, what am I going to do? I just went and tried to get it to work again, and it did. And I'm not good at this. And I somehow got the internet to work. And there were a lot of people in California who stayed and waited. I don't know why. And the class continued. And then I started to give a talk that I thought, whoever I am, this is a good talk. This was an important talk. And then the internet went out again. And I went, oh, okay. And I did the thing and I got it back. And I'm the last person to do that. And I finished the good talk. And then the class was over. I felt good. And I was going to the movies with my grandson and my son, Josh and Eli. We were going to see Free Guy at the theater. We get to the theater, and I get a text from Arkady. None of my talk recorded. My good talk didn't record. And I go, it was like one of those days, just one of those horrible days. I thought, oh well, what am I going to do? We go in to watch this movie, which is about an artificial creation, a man in a video game who wakes up that he's an artificial being, that he doesn't really exist. that he's just this guy, he's a banker, goes and works in the bank every day, and they have bank robberies every day so people can come and blow up banks and escape down the street. And it is the most charming film. And it's about a guy who suddenly wakes up that he doesn't exist, that he's an artificial creation, and he starts to get agency, the agency of the creator who made the game. And he starts to impact the creator. And you start to see the creator and the creation as a whole. And I'm lying there in this chair that reclines in this theater that's local, that never had reclining chairs, and has a heater on the back. And my poor back is lying there going, oh my God, this is so great. And my grandson is loving this movie. I am loving this movie. It has an emotional heart that I did not expect, and I'm kind of crying at the end of the movie and going, you know, you cannot judge the progress of a day. I get out of the theater and I say goodbye to my grandson and my son, and I'm totally alone and lonely and sad because I love being with them, and you can't be with everybody all the time. And I get in my car and I get a note from Arcadia that there may have been a miracle. He may have saved the audio part of my talk. And I went, oh, wow. And I was like, okay. What do you say to the ups and downs and the ins and outs of life? You just go, perseverance furthers. Keep on walking, trucking, as they used to say, and let life happen. Let it happen. And then a day like yesterday happens, and I'm depressed. And I go, I shouldn't be a teacher anymore because I'm human. And then I woke up this morning and said, no, you should be a teacher because you're human, because you get depressed, because you are like everybody else, and that there is no place you can get to that will cut you off from your humanity that would be worth sharing with anybody. And to all of those gurus and teachers who have arrived at that place of perfection, which I'm kind of guessing Buddha and Christ didn't quite make it to, even though they talk about it. They talk about, in the end, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. What kind of enlightenment is that? It's not about your freedom from the world and freedom from suffering. It's something really powerful about compassion. Because Buddha felt suffering, Christ felt suffering, I felt suffering, not to put me in the same group, but you are also going to feel suffering. Every one of you. And we're all going to have to learn from each other how to be compassionate to one another when that suffering comes up, because it's really hard and you really will feel it. And you may have no one to go to, but you can reach out. I will offer my experience to you at any given time, as long as I'm around. If you are suffering, call me. I will hold your hand. I will tell you, you are not alone. We are in this experience of being human. What is it about? How did we get here? What does it mean? No idea. I used to have endless ideas. No idea what this is at all. Not a clue. Not a clue. The only tiny little bit of clue I had was when I took LSD 50 some years ago, and I saw that all of this is contained by something much bigger. And every so often I get glimpses of that vastness, and I go, yes, we are in something we cannot grasp. And people call it presence and God and awareness and enlightenment. Yes, we are in that. I know that. I don't speculate about it. I know it. If you don't know it, Rudy said don't take drugs that affect psychic nervous system. I would probably say go get some psilocybin, or go get something that will let you take a glimpse of the bigness and then put it aside and just go, okay, now I know it. I know it. I know I'm not supposed to say that. Forgive me if I did, because you're supposed to just sit and meditate your way into that space. And you can. But if you need a quick glimpse of the explosiveness of reality and how big it really is, get it. But then it changes nothing, because you still have to wake up and everything that was supposed to be working for you that day doesn't work. And you go, well, why does the internet go down if I'm enlightened? Why are there hurricanes? Why is there global warming? I'm enlightened. No answers. No answers. But the question is going to come up for all of us, especially now as we are entering into the Delta variant part of the pandemic, the global warming pandemic, the Afghanistan horror show, the Haiti horror show, all of the stuff that's going on around the world. It is the world we are one with. We live in this world. What do we do? How do we do it? Well, you're going to figure that out for yourself day by day. There may be nothing you can do other than be, as Buddha suggested, a good person, kind, empathetic, compassionate person. That may be the fullness of it. That may be enough. If there's more for you to do, maybe you will figure that out. But the reality is, your life is a perfect, absolute, perfect expression of what is. It's not by chance, it's not a mistake, it's not being led wrong. Things that don't go right are not a punishment. It's just the way it is. And what is, well, I guess there's nothing to say beyond that. What is. It is. What do you do with that? Nothing. Have a good day. Have a nice day. Do what you're going to do. If things go wrong, oh well. If things go well, say thank you. If there's nothing on TV, figure something else out. You know, I mean, it's your ball game. If you can't figure anything out, get depressed and sit on the swing. See what that does. All I can tell you is we're in this together. When we can reach out and hold hands, that's really wonderful. When there's no hands that want to reach out to you, hold your own. You can do this. And be grateful for the simple fact that you exist in this amazing, unknowable, unrecognizable, uncontainable reality that is so much beyond anything you can imagine and so much greater than anything you can imagine. Probably also less than anything you can imagine. It's just not part of the ability of a human brain to grasp this, but it is part of the human brain to live it, to involve yourself in it, to give yourself over to it. And I will leave you with the final teachings of Buddha and Christ. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Be good, be kind, be loving, and that will take care of things. That will give you the day-to-day way to persevere and find your way to truth. The rain is starting, it's just starting. We are about to have a hurricane of rain, winds beyond what we normally get. I've cleared the porches in the backyard of blow-away stuff. Blanche has done the same. We are ready for whatever comes, and probably more will come. And it's part of this. It's just part of this. And be grateful. You are witnessing extraordinary reality unfolding every second. That's who we are. It's what we are collectively and singularly. We are the witnesses of this miraculous, unknowable reality that's happening as we speak. Any questions? Well, first of all, be grateful the internet didn't go out. I'm totally grateful. And although I recorded this on my phone, I forgot how to send it to Arkady, so hopefully Arkady, you got it on the internet. And next week will be California, or the West Coast. And 2 weeks later, we'll try, maybe, if all goes well, to gather, for those of you who can, in person here. I really miss the in-person gatherings. I love having people in the same space. And I love all of you who show up in any way at all. So thank you for coming. I think I asked for questions. I don't see any hands, so is that right? Okay. Thank you all. Lots of love. Have a great day. Enjoy what is. Okay.